Hi, I'm Mike Prospero with Laptop Magazine, and today we're going to take a look at all of the Ultrabooks we reviewed up to this point. Obviously, the first one on the market was Apple's MacBook Air, and it really caused a stir with its very thin design, Intel SSD that lets it start off almost immediately, and it's nice, attractive inside a large touchpad. And after this came out, Intel started a program to help other notebook manufacturers come up with their own Ultrabooks, and the result is what you see here. The one that's closest in design to Apple's is the Asus UX31, which has a very attractive brushed metal design on the outside. And in fact, if you look at the profiles of the two, they could almost be brothers. Next on the market, and trying to get at a very low price point, was the Acer Aspire S3, which has more of a boxy shape. But we didn't like this one as much. Even though it starts at $899, we felt they cut a few corners. For one thing, the inside here is plastic as opposed to metal, which all of the other ones have. It doesn't have a full-size SSD. It has a 20 gigabyte SSD and then a traditional hard drive. So it's a lot slower than the other notebooks here. The design is not, we feel, as attractive as the other ones. Lenovo's Ultrabook, the U300, follows a lot of their other designs from IdeaPads. It's a fairly nice keyboard in keeping with Lenovo's style. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad. They went with a squarish design, which looks most like some of their other IdeaPads. It's different, but we do like it. And then finally is Toshiba's Portege 835, which also has a squarish design too, and it also comes in at $899. We should say this is also the same price as the Aspire S3, yet this has a full metal design and a backlit keyboard. In fact, aside from the MacBook Air, the Toshiba notebook is the only other Ultrabook that has a backlit keyboard. And that's something that it's not necessary, but it's a nice feature to have. However, its SSD is slower. The Lenovo's and the Asus all have large SSDs, 128 gigabytes, and you can get them up to 256 in some cases. The Toshiba's was the worst performing out of the bunch. The Asus and Lenovo's were much better in terms of performance. However, other little quibbles we had, the Asus Ultrabook, we're waiting for a driver update, but at the time of our review, the touchpad was a little bit finicky, so it made doing gestures a bit of a pain. Still, it has a very nice keyboard, beautiful design. This is probably the most attractive Ultrabook outside the MacBook Air. In some ways, we even like it more. Other things, little nitpicks on the Asus U300S. Even though we like the keyboard, one thing that was missing is an SD card slot. So you'll have to use a USB adapter if you want to transfer images off of, say, a camera. And finally, well, this one too, even this lower priced Acer has an SD card slot. So that's a bit of a misstep, we think, by Lenovo. Other than that, though, it's a nice design. So this has been a look at all of the Ultrabooks that have come to the market since the MacBook Air debuted. They're all very good first attempts, except for the Acer, which we didn't like all that much. They're all fairly good designs. We still prefer the MacBook Air, though, because of its combination of performance, ergonomics, and design, as well as battery life. So this has been Mike Prospero for Laptop Magazine.